If you've driven between Orlando and Tampa on Interstate 4, you may have passed by a DC-3 right up on the road and a 5,000-foot grass runway. This is Fantasy of Flight, an air museum owned by Kermit Weeks, who has his own YouTube channel. Took a tour through here, just checking things out. Obviously this is a P-51 Mustang in flyable condition since you see oil pans beneath. There were two different models, the P-51D and a B model as well. This is a P-47 Thunderbolt that was sold as surplus to Venezuela, painted in Venezuelan colors and then put in a crate for a while until someone finally purchased it and brought it back to this museum. It theoretically could be restored to flying status, but for lack of funding at this time. This is a British Spitfire. They have lots of motors on display. An old wooden airplane that theoretically could be restored as well. A de Havilland DH-4. These used to be quite the deal in air races. GB. Looks like it's a motor with a seat strapped on the back. It looks inherently unstable. They're certainly very fast. Then a seaplane or amphibious plane. And this is a B-24 bomber, fairly famous for being rushed into production. Many people said it was difficult to fly, didn't survive enemy attacks, and probably half the casualties occurred during training missions. The movie Unbroken was around one of these crashing into the ocean, leaving somebody stranded in the water over 40 days, and later a Japanese prisoner of war. This is the tail gun from the B-24. I think you would feel pretty vulnerable behind those sheets of aluminum. And then it has waist gunner positions. I stuck the camera inside from ground level just to get a look at the inside. This plane also presumably flew here onto the 5,000-foot strip, as it's certainly too big to fit on a truck. This is the front end of a B-29 bomber, which is the same type of bomber used to drop the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And this is the front end of another model of the B-24, where you can walk up and look inside the cockpit. New glass on the front. Again, a pretty vulnerable position, though the closing speed is so fast from the front that would offer some protection from enemy gunfire. This shows inside the cockpit with the navigator station or radio man, whatever you call the third guy in this plane. I noticed there were oxygen tanks. This is a very iconic aircraft carrier, Corsair, with the funny bent wings and the folding wings as well. Very distinctive shape, easily recognizable. This is one of those planes that has the guns that have to shoot through the propeller, therefore have to be synchronized to keep from chewing up your own propeller when you fire the guns. Another amphibious aircraft. Most of these planes are pretty old, at least some of which are still flyable. The backstory of the B-24 Liberator from 1944 that we saw earlier. Fantasy of Flight is on Interstate 4, about 30 minutes west of Orlando. Very inexpensive to visit. I'll list a link to their website below. It's worth stopping by. It's only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then only until 3 p.m. So you have to get in fairly early to get a look at this. They have plans to expand, and of course a B-1 Buzz Bomb, one of the first unmanned drones used by Germany against England. So I encourage you to take a visit. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with others you think might be interested in this aviation history. Until next time, see you later.